Hey everybody, it's your pal Mike Zombie, and this week we're going to talk about Quarantine from 2008. A film loaned to me by Mr. Will Finley. Now, who's Will? Let's see. He's a gentleman, a scholar, nice guy. He's just a good dude. Loaned me this film. He said, Mike, you need to check this out. Have you seen Quarantine? I said, no. He said, you should see it. In fact, here, take this copy home. Check it out. This is apparently a remake of a film called Wreck. Now, in all fairness, I have not seen Wreck. McPierce has. I discussed this with him the other day, and he, I guess, reviewed it for the show. I haven't heard the review, to be honest. He put them side by side and reviewed. But let me tell you what I thought of Quarantine. Now, I was told in the beginning, this isn't exactly a zombie film. It's an infection film, but that it was still real good. So here are my honest thoughts. Now, I'm looking at the IMDb. It's getting 6.0 from stars out of 10 from 38 almost 1,000 users. Good Lord. 6 stars? To be honest, I wouldn't quite go so high, but the startling moments of this film were really good. Now, the storyline is simple, and I'll read it to you. Television reporter Angela Vidal and her cameraman are assigned to spend the night shift with the Los Angeles fire station. After a routine 911 call takes them to a small apartment building, they find police officers already on the scene in response to blood-curdling screams coming from one of the apartment units. They soon learn that a woman living in the building has been infected by something unknown. After a few of the residents are viciously attacked, they try to escape with a news crew in tow, only to find that the CDC has quarantined the building. Phones, internet, television, cell phones, access, everything has been cut off, and officials are not relaying information to those locked inside. When the quarantine is finally lifted, the only evidence of what took place is the news crew's videotape. Ta-da! That much you want to go ta-da when you're done reading. Now, this stars Jennifer Carpenter. You know her from Dexter. In fact, she married whoever that guy is at one point. Now they're divorced. I don't know the deal. But the storyline really encapsulates the whole movie. Now, what I liked immediately about this film was Jennifer. She's easy on the eyes, and who doesn't like that? But her and the cameraman go to a fire station, and I really bought hook, line, and sinker everyone's performance. The firemen seemed like regular firemen, goofing off, doing their thing, just trying to stay awake, trying to stay busy. And they really did seem authentic. She was really good too, as just the kind of nervous television reporter. Seems kind of green, but trying to throw some roots down, trying to get established. And I really bought that. And I really liked the way it was done. And just the joking and the playing, it seemed very, very natural to me, and I like that. They get the call, they're hopping in this truck, and they end up at this building, and we know immediately shit's gonna go crazy, because it's creepy. They go in the place, some of the doors don't work, the house makes weird noises, one of those older places that we just don't seem to trust and wouldn't want to be in the fucking elevator, that's for sure. They're with the contingent of fire personnel, but they meet up with the officers, and the officers say, hey, I'm in charge, you're supporting me, and if I tell you to turn the cameras off, news crew, you fucking turn them off, no ifs, ands, or buts. They go upstairs to Miss Espinosa's place, and we know right away she is just fucked. She's standing there, she's unresponsive, she's got blood going down her shirt, and she starts attacking people. They shoot her down, regrettably, and we know it doesn't do the job. And as they're gonna leave or try to get outside, literally the CDC throws down plastic over the building, and they turn the power off and the cable off. One thing I did not agree with, and I even spoke up, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Said that aloud, and suddenly everyone's cell phone isn't working, and they didn't explain it. And now if there's a device that's jamming LTE and CDMA and all that stuff, that's fine. I'm not aware of like a multi-use. There may be, but they almost throw it out like an EMP has gone off and it's killed all electronics. Not quite all, but damn near every, and that wouldn't be feasible, obviously, in a situation just like this. So I like the fact they cut the power to the building so the people didn't have any lights, which makes it spooky for us. And no cable, so they can't see themselves on TV, no radio. That part, that's a great isolation part. But the cell phones, don't know how you get that done. But whatever, we suspend disbelief. Now, turns out that people are attacking each other and sick. And everybody seems to be a little sick inside this building, which makes it kind of, who's next, who's going to go? And just to cut to the chase, this is some wild offspring of rabies. So yes, it's not zombies we would come to know and love, but you know what? It's still a damn good film. So I don't consider this to be a zombie film, but it didn't need to be, because like 28 Days Later, and this is something that Will and I discussed about a week ago. He said, what do you think about 28 Days Later? And I'm like, well, I don't believe it to be a zombie film, but fuck, it was really good. What I would say, if you've enjoyed a zombie film in the last 5 years, you can thank 28 Days Later, because that pumped life into a genre that was just dying, really dying on the vine. So while I did enjoy enjoyed 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks, but we really have to go back to 28 Days. No, I don't consider it to be a zombie film, and it just doesn't matter. I love my zombies, but I love this style of entertainment. Zombie, infected, wasteland. If my life could be like Fallout 3, that'd be great. I could live that life. I could, because I hate people. I love some, hate a lot. So I could go live out desert. So in this building, we have the one person that we need above all the rest, because we have the television crew that's going to document what's going on. We have the police and the fire guys that are going to kind of go back and forth and wrestle with who's in charge and what I should do. And as they start to lose their shit, as they know, and what an odd spot to be in, knowing that you're supposed to protect and serve, but yet you've been sealed inside a building and you're not getting answers as to why, but you're drawing gunfire if you try to get out. So you have to turn around as the portrait of authority. I'm wearing an officer's uniform. I have a badge and a gun. I've now got to turn around and dictate to you that I'm in charge of what you should do, even though I'm just as caught in this trap as you are. Like Michael Corleone said to Senator Pat Gary, we're both a part of the same hypocrisy. And he was absolutely right. The song, I liken this to the song Swamp Witch by Jim Stafford. Ain't much pride when you're trapped inside a slowly sinking ship. Why? Because you're all going to die. And that's pretty much the case with this film. But as I think I got lost there in my point, because I'm really, and I will throw out an apology right now. I had a bunch of shit happen today at work. I had to do some holiday shopping. I'm starting this review right now. It's 10:30 at night. And you guys know I'm usually dead asleep by now. So I'm really out of it. I've got to get up in a few hours. It's Friday night. Podcast is going live tomorrow. I got to get this done in about an hour because I have to get up in a few hours for work. But I owe it to you. I owe it to McPherson. I owe it to Will because he hooked me up with this film. So we're doing it all tonight, fuck ups and all. So the one person that needed to be inside this place for the plot to progress was the veterinarian, because he realizes right away. You can see he's kind of putting it together, and finally he dawns on him. This is rabies. This is some weird hybrid advanced rabies. These people are all exhibiting the same signs: quick fever, foaming at the mouth, just fucked up. And as he says, well, there's no cure. When you can see that you have rabies, it's fatal every single time. So one by one, the people get destroyed. Because and a gripe I do have with this film is these people know that the sick people need to be killed, left the fuck alone, isolated, whatever, but that they will attack and their bite will prove to be fatal. People keep putting their heads right next to people that are foaming at the mouth and then looking shocked when they get their fucking face bit off. I don't like when movies do that. Yeah, you've got to have the bites, but can we be a little more realistic? Don't stick your head down by a fucking python and rub your head against it and, I can't believe this snake bit me on the head. Well, no shit. I don't like when movies do that. This did that, and I didn't like. But overall, we know everyone's going to die. It becomes pretty apparent that no one's getting out alive. The CDC comes in to test. What do they have? Some medical equipment and M16s. Well, what more do you need to know? Test over. One by one, they vanish. Well, from life anyway, and they go to the other side. No, they're not dead, but they're not who they were. And we do see a mixture of both animals and people getting this. We know a rat gets it, 2 dogs, 1 dog we never see but hear about. And that's how the government found out. They took the dog, and that's weird too. So, though a veterinarian lives in your building, a very small building where everybody knows each other, they took, I'm not clear on that fact. If they took the dog, Max, to a vet because the dog was sick, clearly had some crazy ass rabies, and he submitted it to the CDC when it started attacking the other animals, I think that was the case. Okay, yeah, that was the case. But they didn't even consult the veterinarian that lived next door to them that actually identified what this was based upon a couple of people laying on pretty much autopsy tables in the basement of this place. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm sorry that I'm just connecting these dots as I'm recording this, but I'm kind of reliving the film here in my head as I'm in front of the microphone, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So it's necessary to have 2 veterinarians instead of 1, I guess. So knowing that it had some crazy shit going on, they said that the dog went to the vet, started attacking all the other animals, and the other animals started attacking all the other animals, and they realized it was spreading by bite and actively taking over the animals very, very quickly. And I guess it went to humans or whatever, so the CDC locked this place down. I don't know. These movies where people get held against their will by the government, I've never been a fan of them, because though I don't think the government could do what we saw in this film. You can't isolate a shitty apartment building in the middle of downtown Los Angeles that you're going to have helicopters over 24/7 and occasionally shoot into with an M16 or a sniper rifle, and no one's going to know. I don't think you can do that, not with the degree of secrecy they were showing, not with the guy on TV going, well, we don't know what's happening. We cleared the building and we're looking out for vampire bats. Whatever the fuck he said. It was dumb. It wasn't true, and the average viewer wouldn't believe it if they saw it anyway, because you're still firing goddamn bullets into the place. That's an issue. It's just an issue. So I don't know. I do see the government doing stupid shit like this. I do believe it. I believe it's well within the scope of what our government would do, but our government bungles quite a bit. Always has since the beginning, and I don't think they could have pulled it off in the middle of downtown LA as shown here, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. It's a film. I like this film, and I'd like to thank Will for letting me check it out. Not my favorite of the genre, and that's okay. It didn't have to be. It's still a good film, and with this getting 6 out of 10 stars from almost 40,000 people, hey, it's a good film. It stands on its own, and that rating certainly speaks for itself, because you know how fucking picky people are. I thought it was a good film. Not a zombie film. Didn't have to be. I enjoyed it anyway, as I said before. So I'm not going to completely ruin and tell you the whole story. See this film. And now that I've said that, I will say on the Bradinsky rating scale, honestly, a scale just because Daryl McPierce has some weird fucking man crush thing on Tom Bradinsky. Who doesn't? He's a fucking stud. Have you seen how hairy he is? Fuck. There's some fucking Papa Bear shit going on with. Oh man, Daryl. All right, I'm gonna stop right here because I'm discovering things as I'm saying them, and pieces are starting to fall into place. And I'm not here to judge. Okay. Anyway, on the Bradinsky scale, this would definitely be a borrow. I borrowed it, and I'm glad I did. So check it out. And this might very well be available on Netflix. Now I have to see Rec or Record, I guess, abbreviation. I've got to see it to see what I think it was a Spanish film, I believe the deal was. So now I want to see the original. Daryl had seen it, and I like this one enough to where I want to see the other, so I kind of compare. So again, thanks, Will. I enjoyed the film. And guys, check out Quarantine from 2008. Enjoy the surprise ending with the Oompa Loompas, the ice cream, and McPierce and Sasquatch. So that's a joke only Daryl's going to get, and that's okay. Fuck it. In the end, I'm doing this for Daryl and myself and for you guys. So have yourselves a good evening.